Alright, this is a coaching video for Curtosen. He is currently a silver 1. Alright, good kickoff. I'm not going to expect too much from a silver 1, but this challenge definitely didn't need to happen. Teammate did get back in time, that's good. Okay, right here, you need to learn rotation, because right here you're behind your teammate, so you should be stopping somewhere around here. Right there, you should be stopping right around here, maybe circle back in net, and be facing the play. You want to always be far post, because then you can guard the entire net. Whereas if you're near post, then the entire backside is open. So you want to always be rotating to far post right here. Because that way, because if you double commit into corner here, say there's a guy here on the wall who's back at net. There's really no one to defend that. And now, right there, by cutting in front of your teammate, make a little bit more here. Because the teammate stopped, he was gonna wait for it to drop. And then right here, you're cutting him off, so then he has to back off. So now you both are in a double commit situation. And now who's back? Right here, that's boost over ball. Your first focus is going down midfield to get back to net. Because the earlier you can get back to net, the better your recovery time and the better chances you have of being able to save the ball. Okay, really, I think your teammate probably did have that. Let's look back here. He was doing boost over ball as well. He was trying to get the boost there. But it could have been prevented with that entire double commit situation. I don't think going for the kickoff cheat is a good idea, especially when you're solo queuing. So just go for the boost on the side that you're on. So as you can see on the kickoff here, you're on the right side. If you go for right boost, then you'll be in a better situation to read whether he wins or loses that kickoff, and then go from there. Good idea to go for that. You can hear the opponent was chasing you down, so you had to get the first touch. Twin should be there. Unfortunately, he wasn't. Again, same thing. Going back to net is the first thing you want to do, because now, let's just pretend that didn't happen. But again, going back to net, if you would have already been in nets, because this normally would have been scored. This would have normally been a goal. But right there, don't focus on getting the touch, because with good game sense, you can tell that this was going to be out. I'm trying not to make this full screen every time. But you can see that that's coming right out here. So your goal is to get on the inside of the... Like, if you're in this situation, you want to get on the inside of the ball to 50 the guy who's in this corner. That just comes with game sense, but that's definitely a key tactic there. And right here, again, with the overcommit on kickoff, he's in front of you. Don't try to beat him. The person who's closest, and usually the person on the left, is the one that goes for kickoff. Definitely need some training on recovery and on the wall. A big thing right here is don't go right for the ball. Because if the ball's going... Picture this like a triangle. If you go here, you want to be the hypotenuse. You want to go where they meet. So if the ball is going along the wall, you want to go right about here to be able to get the 50 or even the early challenge. By going straight at the ball, you're going to where it was, and already here, you're looking at where it's no longer at. So then you have to chase it down. Again, with the corner challenge, that time it was more on your teammate. However, you probably should have rotated far post in your challenge. Double commit is going to result in a goal. Now, say they miss that, going for boost is not a viable option there. It's a big repetition of just constantly going for I'm noticing several of the same mistakes. Going for the overcommit on the overcommit on kickoff is a huge thing I've noticed every single time, and so has the double commits on challenges. I'm not expecting too much since you're very new at this game, curtosen. Like, you are only level 9 and you're also new to the Rocket League Discord. But the but it'll definitely take a lot of training. But for being very new to this game, you do have pretty good mechanics for just starting this. Because when I started this game, I didn't even know how to hit the ball correctly. See, the overcommit results in a double commit, which results in a goal. So I think that's just what's going to happen for the majority of these goals here. I'm just going to skip through to try to find more goals. Let's see what caused this one by going about 10 seconds back. Yeah, the boost there was a good idea because it did prevent the opponent from getting it. But again, with that backflip, let's go back a little bit more here. You can see your teammate is coming in for the ball, and you just saw him go above you. You have perfect ability to head back, but backflipping puts you out of position, and your teammate got bumped. At this rank, I expect a lot of double commits. But it's not too hard to get away from them either. Let's see what caused you guys to be out of the play there. That was more on your teammate because you were facing the play, but I don't think that was even something you should have gone for. When you're coming back from the play, you should be heading back. Because if I were to slow this down, I guarantee you I'll see your teammate coming up. That's quality. Playback speed. Okay, so I don't see your teammate anywhere. But right here, if you know about your rear view button, you're perfectly at the angle that if you rear view, you'd be able to see if your teammate would be coming up or not. And knowing that, you could have power slid to turn around and then gotten back. Your teammate did not use boost though to get back because he was not very careful. Good save. Good way to wait out the play. Yeah, right here, don't be going for the ball. You and your teammate are both in the play. So again, with that whole thing of wanting to make sure you don't double commit, should have just gone back to net to be behind your teammate. Boost over ball, go back to net. Also, don't panic like that. Don't panic. You had so much time. There was literally no one challenging this. As we can go around and see this. The closest guy is right here, and he had absolutely no way of beating you to that ball. You could have drove around that corner with not boosting and not been supersonic, and you still wouldn't beat him to that ball. Because there was no way he was scoring until that came in front of net. So ultimately, it's just a lot of overcommits, double commits, and lack of mechanics. But we'll go over those in a 1v1 here shortly. So one of the biggest things that I noticed was you were struggling with the walls, right? So what I want you to do is just drive at the wall, and then when you're about halfway up, just jump off.
Okay.
Just to see if you can land on your wheels by doing that. That probably didn't seem too difficult, of course. But now try to like, you notice how I'm like coming off more angled into the middle.
See?
Obviously, I'm switching to my ball cam to look like, so it's more obvious, but all I'm doing. Let me switch to default settings here to see if I can clear this one and clear this one, because default air roll is square, so whichever direction you're facing, you can see how I'm rolling.
I have it to like LB.
What I would recommend automatically is if you go into your bindings and then clear the air roll, and then air roll left to be LB, and then air roll right to be RB.
Okay, give me a second. Let me do that.
Because if you were to just jump in the air, and then if you hold it, you can just start barrel rolling. You see that? You just jump in and then you use one of them. Just jump straight up, yeah. So you can use it to your advantage, especially when you're coming off the wall. Because you come off like this, you have no way to control yourself, but you can air roll to actually face yourself back into the field. Gives you a lot more aerial control, especially when you get used to that.
That's actually pretty. It doesn't look that hard. That was pretty easy.
And then another thing I noticed, which it's more so just something to tell you, when you're on kickoff, usually left goes, and like for example, when you were on this kickoff right here, and your teammate was in diagonal, you still went for it. What you should be doing is you're on the right side of the middle. So you should come over here, take this boost, and then come back in, and you're already angled like this, so you can either turn infield to go for the ball or go back at net to get a save.
Oh, okay, if they're closer to the ball, don't get it?
Correct. Because if you notice a lot of times they scored off of kickoff in that game, it's because you went for kickoff too, and then there was no one back to defend.
Oh, that makes sense.
And
Come back here.
and another thing I noticed is when the ball was rolling back and you were right about here, but your teammate had already gotten back to save it. When you cut into here and your teammate was at corner, you should be stopping right about here and just basically sit at net. Because if you go to corner and he doesn't get the clear and they challenge it, who's back at net?
No one.
Exactly. So there's no one to defend.
Oh.
You literally always want to be behind your teammate no matter what. At least roughly. Like obviously sometimes you'll be lateral on the field, so you're on the side for a pass or whatever. But ultimately you want to be able to back your teammate up, and then especially in solo queue, you can't count on them to back you up, so you're gonna have to do that part for them.
Just in case they mess up, I can save it.
Yep.
Oh wait.
Yeah. But since we didn't score, it's OT.
Then we have infinite time now, right?
Yep. I'm trying to think. Because it was the overcommits and double commits which I covered. But yeah, double commits are definitely a big thing. Like, don't be like if your teammate is upfield and they're getting challenges and stuff. What I literally will do sometimes, especially in threes, is I pace right here. I pace as close to midfield as I can, and you can see I'm maintaining speed. So if I have to, I can come right back to net and save the ball. Or if I'm sitting up here and doing this, and then I see they came back, I can challenge. I don't have to change my course much because I'm sideways, so it's equal distance to go upfield or backfield. It helps especially in threes, but you were doing twos. But literally doing this, especially in a lower rank, they can't really get past you because they're going to be so slow getting downfield. Because ultimately, what I saw them doing was, I'm just going to bring it back this way first, a little faster. So their challenges, for the most part, it was literally this. They were literally just bringing it back straight. You could easily save that if you're able to turn back fast enough. So maintaining midfield, maintaining being at midfield, it's a lot easier to just turn back at net and block any touch.
Okay.
Also, this thing comes with game sense, but I noticed that they had it on target, and then they missed, and you hit it in. Wait.
That was my bad.
I mean, it was ultimately positioning. Like there were things that led up to that shouldn't have happened, but you
Cool.
huh?
That was cool. That's something I really want to do.
It takes a lot of car control to do that. But I am gonna upload both the coaching video and this together, and that way you can watch it and see, and hear what I'm saying and stuff like that, and hopefully it'll help you rank up a little better too.